Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test: of all the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, Anne. Real quickly, I thought it might be nice if we introduce our guests, and then I'll introduce Alex and share a little bit of history about him. Our guest today, Chad, you have a guest?
Oh, yes, thanks. I've known Noah for many years. Ironic, I first met him as when he was a salesman, and I had my first gas station about almost 20 years ago now. And we've maintained a friendship for all these years. And he may be a familiar face to some of you in the group. And if not, take a moment to say good morning to him. Thank you.
Thank you. And I saw another guest also. Thank you, Mike Schlichty.
I'm happy to have back with us again Ryan Gage. This is Ryan's third visit. He is a guest of Mary Weller's, and I've gotten to know Ryan and his wife Ann, and they're moving to the area from the Twin Cities area. And so this is a third visit, no obligations or anything, but we're glad to have you.
We can process your application, Ryan. Did I miss anyone else? Okay, then let me introduce to you Alex Johnson. Alex is a business coach in Plano, Texas, and a second-year president of the Plano West Rotary Club in Districts 5810 Dallas, Texas Metro. Johnson coaches business leaders and entrepreneurs by helping define their vision and organize operations to grow profits and to have more free time. He enjoys applying his business skills to support Rotary leaders and grow clubs. Johnson is the recipient of numerous Rotary awards, including Outstanding Club President, Membership Recruitment, Rotarian of the Year, and Club of the Year from District 5810, Rotary Citation, and a #1 club in district per capita annual fund giving from the Rotary Foundation. The club is the fastest growing Rotary club in North America. I can tell you that when we were at Pat's, the room, just listening to Alex, it became alive. So I'm going to hand it over to Alex, and then we'll go from there with other announcements and the raffle and all of that. So take it away, Alex.
So I will take the mic from you. Thank you very much. I'm honored to speak to Wausau Early Birds Rotary Club. I got to tell you guys, this is normally my workout time. So seeing how I don't get to work out, I'm going to make you work out. So I need everybody to stand up. Come on, we're going to stand up here. Yes, yes, yes. So you may not know, on February 23rd was Rotary's 117th birthday. I know your club is going to have its 30th birthday next year. This is my 19th year in Rotary. And I got to tell you, people who have heard me speak, they know what I'm going to say, because I love Rotary. I love Rotary more today than I did 19 years ago. So I want everybody in the room to say with me, I love Rotary, on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love Rotary. Come on, I'm watching people. I'm not seeing people say it. 1, 2, 3. I love Rotary. Can't hear anything. We're going to do it one more time. I want to make sure the whole group is involved. This is early morning. We got to be waking up. 1, 2, 3. I love Rotary. All right. Now, don't sit down. The only time you get to sit down right now is if you're a board member. No, I'm sorry, if you're not a board member. So sit down if you're not a board member. Okay, so those who are standing, you are the leaders of this club. You're the ones that are making things happen. And I am so happy that you're doing it. And people probably don't know, because I heard on the back end, you guys are actually getting paid. So awesome. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I know you're not getting paid. Go ahead and sit down. They're like, hey, we need to go to those board meetings, right? Now, I got to tell you, those that don't know, being on a board is not easy. But I hear your club, it's kumbaya, all love, no conflict. So that's fantastic. But for a lot of clubs, a lot of times being on the board, you have to make those tough decisions. We forgot the screen share here. Do I have screen share ability? Let's see. There we go. Can you guys see my screen? That's a yes. Good
Yep,
deal.
we're good to go.
So this was my first slide. So you missed it. Okay. This slide. Now, we want to find out in this club. Now I know who the leaders are. Who wants to grow your Rotary Club? Let's see your hands up if you want to grow your Rotary Club. Oh, maybe 50-50. So not everybody wants to grow the Rotary Club. Now, when I say grow Rotary Club, I'm not talking about your membership. And those that heard me speak, they know Rotary, real growth in Rotary comes from community service, comes from diversity in membership, and supporting the Rotary Foundation, because that's our secret weapon. So when we talk about growing Rotary, I'm really talking about in those three areas. So can I see another show of hands? Who wants to grow their Rotary Club the right way? Hopefully 100%. Yeah, there we go. Especially this table that's right in front of me. So I'm always looking at you. So the question is, how do you grow your Rotary Club the right way? And it really comes down to whether you look like your community. Now, Rotary, we're global. Depending on what country or area, your community looks different. But in general, we know that 51% of the population are women. So does your club look like your population? Are 51% of your membership women? If not, you've got some improvement to go. Young people, median age for a city is usually, if median adult age is around 40-ish, because we're talking 18 and up. What is the median age of your club? Do you look like your community? That's another thing. What about those with disabilities? It's pretty much estimated that at least 25% of a population have some form of disability. So is your club inclusive to those with disability? So when they come in the room, they feel comfortable and they're part of your Rotary Club. Religions, ethnicity, that's diversity of membership. When you look like your Rotary, like your community, then you represent your community, then you can serve your community. If you don't look like your community, how can you serve those which you can't relate to? So that's a really important concept for Rotary. Now, as an organization, for decades, we have two guests in the room, so this might be new to them, but Rotary's been losing members while not looking like the communities we claim to serve. Now, one thing we're great at, we have fantastic meetings. Look at your meeting. We got this great crowd. You guys are standing up, chanting for Rotary. But we have awesome meetings. We also are really good at writing big checks to other nonprofits. Not our nonprofit. Unfortunately, the majority of Rotary clubs write more checks to other nonprofits than they do to our nonprofit, the Rotary Foundation. Kind of confusing. We're really good at that. But what happens is we have more people leaving Rotary than joining. And part of that is because we're very confusing. When someone joins a Rotary club, they're thinking we're people of action, like the pictures behind me. But when they join, we're people of meetings and we're people of check writing. And that's not really that exciting to people. And so we as an organization, we've got to change. We have to change our mindset because unfortunately, at least in North America, if we don't change, we're going to be on a free fall to oblivion because Rotary is going to be across the pond more so here. And think about companies. Has anybody here ever owned a BlackBerry? Any show of hands who's had a BlackBerry? You probably don't have it anymore, right? What about Kodak? Anybody have a Kodak camera? Yeah, where's Kodak? Blockbuster, who used to shop at Blockbusters? Everybody. What happened to those companies? They did not move with the times. So in Rotary, we have to change our mindset. Everybody keeps on telling us that we need to change. Everybody hears that, we need to change. So the question I get a lot is, what's wrong with Rotary? Why do I have to change from the Rotary that I joined 19 years ago? You know, when perfect attendance. Are you guys a perfect attendance club? No. Well, my first club was a perfect attendance club. And even though I left it 5 years ago, I'm in a new club. I have 19 years of perfect attendance. I'm really proud of it, but I would never put that on anybody else. That was just something that I've stuck with all these years. Classification restrictions. You know, you can't have too many lawyers, realtors, financial planners, insurance agents. We would all these limitations, you know, fines, singing. You guys haven't sang, although I know that you guys have a comedian duel. So if you don't sing, we'll tell jokes. You know, a lot of different traditions. A lot of clubs talk about only the elite could join. We're the creme de la creme of society. All that stuff describes being exclusive, not inclusive. And so when someone walks in your room and they don't feel that they're included, what are they going to do? They're going to turn around and walk out. We want to be inclusive. And so a lot of people ask, well, shouldn't these new members accept our traditions? That's really important. I was moderating a Rotary webinar. I don't know if anybody saw it. It was yesterday, and it was a global webinar. And one of the questions that was asked, why do we need to change our traditions? And my answer was, well, what's more important, the mission or the tradition? What is the mission of Rotary? Service above self, that's our motto. So you have to decide what's more important, to have more people helping us serve or to stick with the tradition. So a lot of times we need to understand what we need to do. And that's, a lot of clubs want to change, they just don't know how to change. And that's why my wife who's also a Rotarian, she calls me a Rotary preacher, because Rotary has me speaking all over about opportunities to change and to give clubs ideas. So let me start with the story. You've heard I'm president of Plano West Rotary Club. July of 2020, we had 21 members. We had, of those 21 members, we had 18 men, 3 women, 14% women. 10% of the club were people of color. I was the first and only Black person in the club, and I recruited a Pakistani friend. So we had 19 white people and us 2. Our median age was 67. Well, fast forward, and keep in mind, this is during COVID. You know, COVID, we started talking about COVID March of 2020. So a year later, through a relentless service, we tripled our membership to 63 members. We represented 52% of our club were women. We're actually at 58% now. 52% of our club were people of color. We're at, I think, 54% now. Our median age dropped to 50. Now our median age is 45. And we did that through service projects. We did 75 service projects in that Rotary year. And they're all in Rotary Showcase, by the way, so you can see them. So what I want to do, that I think I fast forward, okay, there we go. And so when I went to Pets, because you guys just had Lone Star Pets, I think that was in March, not Lone Star Pets, sorry. Ours is called Lone Star Pets, Midwest Pets, of which I was a speaker at. When I went to Pets, my club was on the verge of being terminated or merged, because in my community, we had 6 Rotary clubs. I think Wausau has 2, correct? I think that's right. We had 6. We have one we call it a sunrise club, early morning, and then we have clubs that are evening and night. So we have 6 in a community of 300,000. We're just a suburb of Dallas. And so and we were the smallest club. So the DGs every year, you need to combine, you need to merge. And typical for a lot of smaller clubs, our members were serving 2nd terms and 3rd terms as president. Does that sound familiar? You know, and so then you've got this whole idea of the same core people doing all the work. We have this thing called the Pareto Principle. Anybody in math and any STEM people would be familiar with it. The 80-20 rule. Well, when you have 20 members, when you took 20%, that's 4 people running the club. I remember my first year as president, we had a board of, well, basically it was me and another guy, because the past president quit showing. And so we had to recruit a new board, because we have 2 people running the club during COVID, because everybody else was too busy, too caught up. You know, so for us, it was a do or die situation. So when I did go to Pets, I was on fire to make a difference. But I had the weight of the club on my shoulders. You know, sometimes club presidents feel that way. I talked to all of our members and they're like, yeah, Alex, you can do it. You know, we want you to bring in more young people like you. I was 52 at the time, young people like you. You know, we need more minorities that look like me, because at the time there was only two, me and my Pakistani friend. We need more women, you know, everybody, Alex, we're right behind you. You can do it. But the challenge was they weren't beside me. I just had a lot of advice, but I didn't have a lot of help. So what I had to do was apply what I do with my clients. You know, as a business coach, I always start off with a life plan of my client, got to understand what's important to them. And then we look at what the mission of their company is. Everything has to align. And so what you see here is the mission of Rotary. This is our mission. Not a lot of people are aware of it. And if you notice what it says, we provide service to others. That's what we do. We provide service to others. We promote integrity and we advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through our fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. So I don't know if I can hear anybody out there, but what is it when you look at this mission statement? What is our main product? Anybody tell me? I think you can't hear unless you have the mic, right?
Yeah, it's service, I think.
Yeah, I think exactly. We provide service. A lot of people forget that's the purpose of a Rotary Club. So as a club, as a club president, as a business coach, let's look at the product of the company. So what I decided to do is apply my skills that I work with my clients with our Rotary Club. So if you think of a Rotary Club as a business, which by the way, the leader of Rotary, John Huco, he is our general secretary and CEO of Rotary. He's our all 770 staff report to him. When the presidents go year by year, he's here to stay. He says Rotary clubs need to treat themselves like a business, like he treats Rotary like a business. We have a $140 million business in Rotary International. If you add up our dues, that's what it comes to. So as Rotary clubs, we have to treat ourselves like a business. And so like we just said, what is our product? Service. Who are our clients? Our community. Now, a lot of people confuse that. They think, oh, our client is helping the community. No, that is what service in itself is, helping the community. But the people we're trying to attract, to absorb, to buy our product is the community to volunteer with us. That's what our goal is, get the community to help us serve those in need, because that's our job. So I'm going to give you 3 ways how we were able to become the fastest growing Rotary Club in North America. And the 3 ways, I'll tell you real quick, then I'm going to go through it. Treat your club like a business. Focus on the Rotary Foundation. That is our secret sauce. Focus on the Rotary Foundation and improve your product. What club is going to succeed? What company will succeed without having high quality products? So let's talk about treating yourself like a business. Here is a diagram that I use with my clients. It compares a business to a plane. Well, as you can see, I added the components of a Rotary Club. So you can see the same analogy. The board of directors and committee chairs, that's your leadership, that's your cockpit. Your product is service projects, supporting the foundation. Those are your wings. Why is supporting the foundation your product? Because the whole point of our foundation is to help us do bigger, better, and more service projects. The Rotary Foundation is the funding of our service projects. So when we have this source of great service projects, funding through the foundation, we have powerful wings. What is our engines? Our engines are marketing and sales. What company can grow without marketing and sales? Well, for a Rotary Club, that's public image. If you don't have a strong public image, no one's going to ever know about your product. Overhead, that's the body of the plane. That's your club administration. Cash flow are your dues. And then your community is your customers, and your employees are your members. Why are Rotary clubs losing members? They have horrible human relations, HR department. Your membership committee should be your HR department. They focus on what? retention, development, satisfaction. If your membership committee is only worried about bringing in the next new member and not focusing on who's there, that's where your failure is coming from. That's where Rotary's failure. We are a service organization, but we got to take care of our employees, because every business owner here knows your number one asset are your employees. That's what your membership committee needs to be focused on. So let's talk about the second thing. The second thing is we got to talk about the Rotary Foundation. But what I want to refer to, as opposed to going into the Rotary Foundation, I want to spend a little time talking about our public image. When we talk about our public image, that's our sales and marketing, your website. When somebody looks at your website, is that website asking them to volunteer on your service projects? Most likely it's talking about you. You know, when a company website that's talking about how great that company is not really going to be a great lead generator. For a Rotary Club, your lead generation is bringing in people to volunteer with you. You want people that want to serve your community. And so when you look at a website, you want to attract them. You want to take advantage of the modern technology and marketing and sales tools. For example, on a weekly meeting, you should be talking about your upcoming service project and getting people to volunteer on it. We have our newsletter that goes out to our members once a week. It's talking about, among other things, our service projects and volunteering for it. We have a monthly newsletter. We have over 800 volunteers on our database. It goes out, all it talks about is our upcoming service projects for that month, and we give them the ability of clicking a link so they can sign up for it. And then our club members, we say, don't try to recruit members to our club, recruit people to our service projects, because those are the people that we want, because we have a motto: serve with us, fellowship with us, join us. If they volunteer in a service project and they like their fellow volunteers, they're going to want to join. So let's make a difference in our society first. Let's fulfill our mission. And then take advantage of social media. Our club, we have posts 3 times a week on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. You know what the posts are doing? It's not bragging about our club. It's certainly not showing pictures of big checks, because the only checks we write are to the Rotary Foundation. These are saying, hey, volunteer. We're going to be working at this food pantry next week. Sign up here to help the families in need. We're going to be delivering furniture to families. Sign up here. That's what our social media posts are doing. And everything's bringing it back. We use SEO. Anybody owns a business, search engine optimization. These are business techniques all companies use. Rotary clubs use them. We have over 600 hits a month on our website. Do you know why? Because they want to volunteer for our projects. That's our product. So we're marketing our products. Google My Business, that's a secret. Open up a Google My Business account for your club. You won't believe how many hits you'll get when people get the opportunity to volunteering for you. So let's dig into the third area, enhancing your product. And then that's when I'm going to bring in the foundation. Your club needs to be serving your community and letting the community serve with you. These pictures are just pictures of different service projects that we do. I want you to think about what service projects your club can do. Those that saw me in pets, I always have a call to action. I want you to think about small, fun, impactful service projects. Some of the projects we've done are food pantry, work at food pantries, pick up litter. Every city has litter. And that's just the basic level of our 7th area of focus, save the environment. But we all have litter. Collect hygiene kits, collect peanut butter for the food pantries. You can work at a homeless shelter. Ask a homeless shelter how they need help. Trust me, they will tell you they need help. You know that I get a lot of clubs that say, but how do you find out what service projects? You guys are doing 6 a month. How do you come up with any? Well, this is so easy. Ask a nonprofit. Say, hey, do you need any volunteers? We'll bring volunteers. Don't ask them if they need money. Write checks to your own nonprofit, but help. People say, oh, but we want to help the local community. Do that by getting out there and doing something. Provide service for others. That's our mission. It doesn't say we write checks to others. It says we provide service to others. So get out there, ask those nonprofits, how can we help you with volunteers? If you're a Christian faith, the common saying is time, talents, and treasures. Well, I always say our club has time and talent. We don't have any treasures. We have low dues, and the money we get, after we pay off what we need for Rotary tax and run our club, we donate it to the foundation. That's how we were #1 in the district in per capita giving, because we support our foundation. You should do the same. So when you're thinking about these service projects, don't try to make them huge. Signature service projects, if they worked, we wouldn't have the membership decline. You bundle up all your work in a once-a-year thing, and honestly, most clubs, their signature service project is really a signature fundraiser, and they use that fundraiser to write checks to everybody else. Do service, do a bunch of small little services. If you need a committee to plan a service project, it's too complicated. Focus on small. Honestly, our service projects are typically 2 hours. If you get 10 people for 2 hours, do you know how much work you can get done? And you're going to be able to meet a lot of needs in your community. And when you ask people to sign up, if you ever heard of a thing called Sign Up Genius, if you have kids in school or anything, it's free. It gives you the ability of quickly creating a sign-up sheet online. You put that in your social media, put that in your website. They click it, they sign up. Tell them where to show. You show up there with them. You tell them what to do. You've got these people helping their community in the name of Rotary. When you look at these pictures behind me, you see all these blue t-shirts and yellow t-shirts. Well, the yellow ones are old. We give all our volunteers t-shirts that have the Rotary branded. It says volunteer on the back. We don't give them the members, we give them the volunteers. So our few members that don't volunteer, they don't have a t-shirt. They're like, hey, that's not fair. Well, show up and serve. You'll get one. So when someone shows up a service project, they see all these Rotary shirts and they're thinking, wow, this is Rotary. Rotary is in our community. We want to be part of this group. Well, then they ask how to join. It's pretty powerful. So the foundation, a lot of people don't understand the importance of the foundation. The foundation is our secret sauce. And a lot of people don't realize that. It is how we fund projects. When you're at the district level, you can apply for district grants. I was able to see a look at your district. Your club isn't applying for district grants. Our DDF funds, that's what they use. District designated funds for district grants. District grants are what you can do to provide funding for service projects in Wausau. You're going to want to go ahead and do that. Am I getting kicked off soon?
You're going to get that. We only have till 8 o'clock, Alex, but I think I'd like to give maybe 2 or 3 questions from our group, if that's possible.
Sure. Well, let me wrap it up real quick.
Okay.
I want you guys to think about those service projects. I want you to, as a group, think about what small service projects you can do in your community over the next 60 days. And here's the thing, your whole club doesn't have to be behind it. You just need one Rotarian there. You know who you want to be behind it is your community. You want your community to want to volunteer with you. Because if you do that, then you can imagine the Rotary Club that you want to be. You can imagine making a difference in your community and the community knowing that you're there to solve their needs and they get to be a part of you. So small, fun, impactful is what you're going to want to do. Questions? I am all ready.
Okay. I don't see a person, but I want to share with you that this last weekend, this Rotary Club, along with the Noon Club, helped at the Good News Project. And actually, there was I volunteered for 2 hours. It wasn't very long, counting that as a service project. And for the Good News Project and Earth Day, it came to an $8,000 funding for the Good News Project, which does a lot of great work, Alex, in St. Lucia. So I think Pat's looking at me and nodding. I saw him, a service project doesn't have to be for a very long time. It can be 2 hours. And I think we don't give ourselves anywhere near enough credit for the number of service projects we actually do.
So let me, like that project you just did, next time something like that comes up, create a sign-up list. A sign-up genius is great because then you can use social media. and invite the community to sign up to participate in that same thing. So next time you've got some people from your club, but you have people from the community with you as well. And they're like, wow, we're part of Rotary, helping in this good news project. Well, then when they get to be with you, volunteer with you, they're going to say, hey, Gene, how do I do more with you? This is the kind of stuff I want to do. So you didn't even have to run the project, but you recruited volunteers through Rotary to be a part of that project. That's how simple, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Well, thank you, Alex. I think we can give Alex a round of applause from Wisconsin. I would guarantee that as a business coach, I am sure you ignite energy with your clients. So thank you so much. Have a wonderfully warm day in Plano. And we're going to go back to our regular meeting, okay?
Awesome. Thank you very much. And
Thanks,
I
Alex.
appreciate the honor of speaking to you.
It's always difficult in an hour to try to get a meeting in and a speaker in. I hope you enjoyed Alex. I think he's dynamic. I think he's got a lot of energy. And maybe some good ideas too. This doesn't mean that we're going to have 76 service projects, but it does mean that there's opportunity and possibility out there. So let's kind of keep that in the back of our mind. I have a few things, and I'm sorry, I'm going to make this so it's a larger. Pat told me I've got this paper up too high. I'm getting old, but I'll make sure the type is bigger so I can read it and not look down too much. Do we have anybody online today? Okay, I know that Kate is on vacation in Texas, and she usually joins us via Zoom. So I wasn't surprised that she wasn't here. Okay, let's go with, I think we need to do the weekly drawing, Mr. Bazooka. Let's do that first. And then while you're, I thought Gary was coming up because he wants to make an announcement as well. All right, come on over.
I'm glad our speaker mentioned service project, and he also mentioned one of them could be picking up litter, and you have that opportunity. This is the most fun you can have with your clothes on. So we will do our annual highway cleanup tentatively on the Monday, the 16th of May. It's a little later than we usually do, but we want to give it time for the ditches to kind of dry up. So Monday, the 16th of May, 5 o'clock, we'll meet at the church parking lot on the corner of N and double K. And if we have enough people, we'll be done in an hour and a half. So hope to see you there. That'll be the night after our Rotary President's Pantry dinner.